Hi guys, in this week's short video I'm going to demonstrate how to do some flexibility work which will help to relieve and help knee and back pain. Now in my opinion the stretch I'm going to show you is the #1 stretch for relieving multiple aches and pains throughout the body, and if someone was to say to me what's the one stretch that I could do every day to make a difference, this would be the one. So this is going to be a stretch which we're going to do to primarily stretch our hip flexors, but in turn is going to take some pressure off of our thighs and our knees and therefore also our backs. So to do this, we can do this at home, we can do this anywhere you want. I'm going to demonstrate here with a fit ball, but if you're doing this at home and obviously you don't have a ball, imagine the ball here is the edge of your sofa or the edge of your bed, because what you're going to do is you're going to place your foot against the ball or against the bed so it fixes your foot in position. So let me go through how this position works. So what we're going to do, we're going to kneel in front of the ball or the bed. You're going to place one knee down on the floor. Now this knee is nice and close to the ball and the other foot is resting up on the ball itself. Now from that position there, some of you might struggle with this part, so what you're going to then try to do is swing the opposite foot forward into position, a bit like a lunge position. That foot there is going to support you. Now you bring both hands up onto this knee, and from there you push yourself up and you lift yourselves up into this upright position. Now, as soon as we lift ourselves up, immediately if there is tension in the leg, you're going to feel some sort of pull in the front of the thigh. So if that's too tough to start with, you may even need to keep one hand on the floor until you find you can naturally push up further into this stretch. But otherwise, if this feels okay, from that position there, you're going to gently push yourselves up into an upright position, using this front knee for some support to basically stop yourselves wobbling and falling over, which you will find to start with might be a little bit tricky. If you need to and your room is set up that you can put your hand on something, then that's absolutely perfect. Now this is position 1. This is a really good stretch, mainly in the initial stages for the middle of the thigh, for your quadricep. It's a little bit like if you imagine standing up and pulling your heel to your bum, a classic quad stretch where you pull your heel in. The only difference is because you're fixing your foot and your knee in position, you can get a much deeper stretch. Now from there, the goal over time is to be able to push yourselves nice and upright so you're in a tall position. Here my shoulders are above my hips and my hips are above my knee. Now this is, like I said, mainly for your thigh. Now to manipulate this stretch a little bit and take the stretch down into the hip flexor, or up into the hip flexor I should say, we can then move into a different position. So what we do is we keep our hands on this knee, we drop our chest down slightly, and from there you can push yourselves down and forward. So you can see now I'm dropping my body forwards away from my foot. So now the gap between my heel and my bum is increased, but my body is dropping forwards. Now what this stretch does is it opens up the hip flexor and then stretches this upper part of the leg. Now this muscle here sits into the hip, and the way it attaches through and into the lower back. Now if this muscle here is particularly tight, what it does, it will tilt your pelvis forwards naturally day by day, and a lot of the time that is what creates that pain and discomfort in the lower back. So this stretch alone can be a massive help to reduce the pain in the back, hence why we're saying this is a good back stretch. At the same time, because you're then stretching down through this quadricep and the muscle that stretches over the top of the knee, also it's going to reduce a lot of the pressure on the kneecap itself, which then helps to reduce the knee pain. Now, like I said, from there you've got a couple of different positions. You've got your upright position and you've got your forward position. If you find you get a bit more flexible, that back knee you can push in as close to your sofa or your ball as possible to get the deeper stretch as possible. If you find that's too tough to start with the knee slightly further out so the gap between the knee and the ball is further away, and as you get better and it feels easier, you push that knee in. Nice simple stretch. From this position here, if you want to make it a little bit deeper again, in an upright position, you can also extend the arm up. So if the left leg is back stretching, you take your left arm up towards the ceiling, push your fingertips up nice and tall. In turn, that lifts your ribs up, and it also lifts your stomach up, which then stretches deeper through into that hip flexor. Once you've done one side, you would simply drop your hand down, put your hands down, change onto the other leg, and do the same thing. In terms of time, if you want to make a huge difference to your hips and your knees and your back and really reduce that pain as quick as possible, I would suggest you hold that stretch for up to 2 minutes. So what I would do is try and get in position 1 for maybe 60 seconds or so, and then drop into that forward position and hold that for 60 seconds. 2 minutes is about as maximum effect you can get from a stretch, but if you can hold it for a nice long deep stretch, the differences you'll make will be really quick and really instantaneous, and you'll reduce the pain in those areas much faster than you can ever imagine. Do that stretch every day if you can. That's the key. The more flexible you want to be, the more often you stretch, and you will see huge differences over a very short period of time. Give it a go. Any questions, please put those questions in the comment section below. If you need to ask me about any other stretches in other areas of your body that want to be obviously pain reduced, or you find you want to get a little bit more flexible, then please ask those questions as well. Give us a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on those notifications so you get to see these videos every week. Cheers guys, and have a good week.